Hey gamers, the roguelike genre isn't slowing down. From highly anticipated sequels to mind-bending genre mashups, the upcoming slate is packed with pixel-perfect combat and punishing loops that will keep you play over and over. So in this video, we're breaking down 15 new and upcoming roguelike games that absolutely need to be on your radar. So without further ado, let's get started. Start with number 15. We have Netherwyn. This is a dark fantasy action roguelite RPG packed with plagues, monsters, fanatical cultists, and the multi-phase bosses that are ready to ruin your run if you're not paying attention. The story revolves around the Pestilence, one of the four horsemen of the apocalypse, who has turned the world of Netherwyn into a disease-ridden nightmare. Your job is to jump right into the middle of that mess and try to survive while cutting down ratkins, plague demons, and all kinds of ugly creatures that look like they've never seen a bath in their lives. Here you can pick different heroes and combine two masteries to create your own hybrid class. And yeah, if you've got friends, the co-op mode is where things get even better. If you're into roguelites with build experimentation, loot hunting, and bosses that refuse to go down without a fight, Netherwyn might be worth adding to your wish list. Before we continue to the video, I want to give you a recommendation to buying games in this modern era, and that's it, ENEBA. ENEBA is a digital marketplace made for gamers with over 40,000 products available. You can find PC games, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo titles, gift cards, in-game currency, and a lot more all in one place. What makes it really worth checking out is the pricing. A lot of the deals are cheaper compared to official stores, and there are cashback offers too, which helps you save even more. What I also like is they support a lot of different payment methods, so you've got flexibility depending on what you usually use. They also offer secure payments and 24/7 customer support, which makes the whole experience feel a lot more polished and trustworthy when you're buying games. If you like getting great games at better prices or just want more value for your money, ENEBA is honestly one of the best places to check before buying anything. So if you're a smart guy, then you already know exactly what to do. All you have to do is click my link in the description below, search for your favorite games, and redeem the game code you already paid for. And by using my link, you're not just get awesome deals, but also help me support this channel. Alright then, let's get back to the list. Swordcery is a new action roguelike developed by two former God of War 2018 animators. Yup, in the game, you play as Colt, using magical swords that fall from the sky to fight back against an evil force. The gameplay follows a Hades-style roguelike formula with procedurally generated dungeons, permanent progression, and runs that play out differently every time. And yeah, the full release is planned to feature over 100 unique swords. Each one doesn't just have its own fighting style, but also special abilities, from throwing your sword like a boomerang, calling down lightning strikes, to trapping enemies inside cardboard boxes. Of course, you can already jump into the demo right now if you want to check it out yourself. HELLBREAK is an FPS roguelike arena shooter that's heavily inspired by Doom. You'll fight through Hell's arena, taking on waves of demons while collecting blessings, new weapons, and various upgrades to survive all the way to the final boss. The pace is pretty damn fast. Combat feels aggressive and satisfying enough once your build starts coming together. The monster designs, weapons, and overall hellish atmosphere look great, backed by a soundtrack that fits the non-stop action perfectly. From a presentation standpoint, HELLBREAK delivers as well. The enemy designs, arenas, and combat effects do a great job creating a version of Hell that's actually fun to fight through. On top of that, the energetic soundtrack makes every battle feel even more intense. If you're looking for a new roguelike shooter packed with fast-paced action, this is definitely one worth checking out. Next, we have Mad King Redemption, a dark fantasy action beat-em-up roguelite that follows the story of a king who loses his sanity after attempting to bring his queen back to life using forbidden magic. You play as characters with troubled pasts who are looking to redeem themselves for their sins. The combat revolves around fast combos and powerful forbidden magic abilities, but every use increases your corruption, which can eventually come back to bite you. Like most roguelites, you'll collect gold, unlock permanent upgrades, and gradually become stronger with each run. For an early access title, it's already looking pretty damn promising thanks to its great looking pixel art. While the camera and blocking mechanics still need some work, Mad King Redemption is definitely a game action roguelite fans should keep on their radar. Sliding into LORT is a co-op action roguelite that supports up to 8 players. This game is clearly built around playing with friends. When you're running co-op, a lot of the fun comes from crazy build combinations and coordinating with your team. On the flip side, solo play still feels a bit rough around the edges and just doesn't hit the same way as multiplayer. Like most roguelites, every run throws different enemies, upgrades, and situations at you. The power-up system is where things get interesting, letting you completely change how your character plays. A build that starts off pretty average can turn into something ridiculously powerful if the right upgrades come together. That said, the game still has some balancing and performance issues since it's currently in early access. Even so, the gameplay foundation already looks pretty damn promising. Next, we have Tears of Metal is a hack-and-slash action roguelike that blends large-scale Dynasty Warriors-style battles with roguelike progression. Set on a Scottish island under invasion, you'll fight through hundreds of enemies as you work to reclaim territory that has fallen into enemy hands. The combat looks fast, aggressive, and packed with action, with companions and allied troops joining you on the battlefield. While you can play solo, the game is clearly designed to create those wild, memorable moments that happen when everyone is charging into battle together. Combined with its striking art style and a soundtrack that blends metal with Scottish bagpipes, Tears of Metal stands out from the crowd of action roguelikes showing up these days. Another hack and slash roguelike, we have 13Z. In this game, your goal is to become the 13th Zodiac Guardian by fighting through stages, taking down hordes of monsters, and challenging powerful Zodiac bosses, each with their own unique fighting style. The combat is fast, responsive, and honestly hack and slash roguelikes like this feel pretty rare these days. It's one of those games I'm genuinely looking forward to seeing fully finished after early access. The upgrade system is packed with stat boosts and progression options, though at times it can feel a bit more complicated than it really needs to be. And this game looks like it'd be a damn good time in co-op, especially since you can play with up to 4 players. I'm already looking forward to jumping in with my friends when it launches. Hopefully it manages to release sometime in 2026. We'll see how it goes. Immortals just dropped its updated 2026 roadmap, and the biggest news is that Paradiso is now arriving earlier than originally planned. Alongside the new gluttony weapon coming first, the game is also getting several quality of life improvements, including dynamic difficulty and the ability to join a party directly from Dark Woods. Paradiso is easily the main highlight here, introducing a new heaven-themed area that looks far more abstract than Inferno or Purgatorio. Expect religious-inspired architecture, weird geometric shapes, and the enemies based on biblical angels with some pretty wild-looking designs. And on top of that, the game is finally coming to Steam and Xbox Series consoles after previously being available only on the Epic Games Store. Man, it really feels like nothing stays exclusive forever anymore. Nice. Echoes of Mystralia is like an evolution that takes the world building and magic ideas from Mages of Mystralia, but faster, more dynamic roguelite action format with a lot more variation each run. The gameplay is responsive, and the spell system gives off vibes similar to Wizard of Legend. Instead of building one long spell chain like a puzzle, magic now grows through combinations of effects, upgrades, and runes that constantly change. There are moments where certain spell combinations get ridiculously strong to the point where your whole playstyle can shift halfway through a run. That's what really boosts the replay value here. Yeah, this game kinda reminds me of playing Wizard of Legend but in 3D visuals. Too bad Wizard of Legend 2 didn't really hit the same level as the first impression it gave. Still, this one might actually be something you'll enjoy a lot more. Serpent's Gaze is a co-op roguelike set in a dark world that feels similar to Elden Ring Night Rain. The setting is filled with ruins, strange creatures, and remnants of an ancient civilization that's long been abandoned. Combat is the main highlight here. Controls feel responsive with dodges, blocks, sprint attacks, and a relic system that can completely shift your build in different directions. The HP recovery system after taking damage pushes the pace forward, keeping you aggressive instead of playing overly safe. When your skills and effects start to click together, clearing an area feels smooth and satisfying with a steady flow. Even though it's still in early access, the core gameplay foundation is already solid. Reincarnation Insurance Program is a bullet heaven game with an ARPG that'll hook you hard if you're into games like Vampire Survivors, but want something with more depth. Here, your character can be set to auto-attack or played more manually, but what really sets it apart is the heavy focus on gear. Weapons in this game actually have their own identity. Some constantly clear space around you, some lean into burst damage, and others turn the whole screen into elemental chaos. Experimenting is easily one of the most fun parts, because sometimes the weirdest combinations end up working the best. What really pushes R.I.P above similar games is its loot system. This isn't just temporary buffs you grab mid-run. The gear you equip from the start genuinely shapes your entire playstyle. And in the end, you stop worrying about surviving and start chasing setups that make your damage numbers go completely ridiculous. Killer Bean Unleashed is getting turned into a FPS roguelite and is set to hit Steam Early Access. The game is more like over-the-top action with slow-motion gunfights, dual pistols, exaggerated ragdoll physics, and a weirdly comedic action tone that just owns its identity. The combat leans hard on ragdoll physics and a loot system that keeps every run feeling different in how you play. So yeah, you're not just repeating the same loop over and over. Builds actually shift in noticeable ways. But let's be real, this is still early stage stuff. No co-op yet, character customization is still pretty limited, and a lot of the bigger features are planned to roll out over a 24-month roadmap. There's still a lot missing at launch: co-op, full customization, and major expansions that are scheduled across those 2 years. So right now, it's more accurate to call it a living early version than a complete game. In the middle of a roguelite scene that's basically instant noodles at this point, Cinderia tries to stand out with some crazy build customization. You can mix and match skills and upgrades however you want, creating synergies that sometimes make you go, "What the hell did I just build?" Yeah, anyway, the combat feels good. Movement is responsive, dodging is tight, and attacks land when you expect them to. Enemy attacks are usually telegraphed well, so you're not just guessing, you actually have a chance to react. What really works is how much combat changes depending on your build. A melee run feels completely different from a ranged one. Your positioning, timing, even how you deal with enemies shifts a lot. It's still early access, but a ton of good ideas are already in place. And honestly, it's worth adding to your wish list. Pax Autocratica is a unique roguelite that combines two genres that are rarely merged together: FPS shooter and base building strategy. Set in a world already ruled by an autocratic regime, you lead a force trying to overthrow that vlast. The catch is that the methods you use aren't much different from the regime you're fighting against. This becomes the core theme of the game, a political satire about power and control over society. The first part of the gameplay plays like a base building game, with fairly detailed population management. Once your headquarters is ready and your forces are strong enough, you head out to the battlefield. That's where the game shifts into an FPS roguelite. The game intentionally puts players in charge of a system that resembles an authoritarian regime. You spy on citizens, manage public opinion, and manipulate society in order to achieve victory. Deep Rock Galactic Rogue Core is a 1 to 4 player co-op FPS action roguelite featuring sci-fi dwarves, alien horrors, and procedurally generated caves. In Rogue Core, there's a new biome filled with the ancient bones of creatures that have been buried for centuries. In this area, a new species called Osirans appears. They collect bones and the remains of other creatures. There's also a new mission type called Heavy Extraction. In this mission, players are tasked with digging up fragile, massive chunks of amber buried underground, installing them into rocket boosters, launching them into orbit for extraction. The game still keeps the classic Deep Rock Galactic formula, co-op multiplayer, but now with a run-based roguelike structure. And that's it for today. Those were lists the top 15 new upcoming roguelike games you need on your radar. Got a hidden gem I didn't mention? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video or discovered a new title to add to your collection, feel free to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you'll never miss future content. Once again, if you want to buy games with cheap price, the link in the description okay, so thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.